Hi, I'm Wayne Trammell, and along with Kevin Eikenberry, I'm the co-author of the book, The Long Distance Leader, Rules for Remarkable Remote Leadership. And today, in this video, we're talking about the third O in our 3O model. The 3O model consists of outcomes, others, and the third O, which is the one that we're least comfortable discussing sometimes, which is ourselves. You know, good leaders understand that it's not about us. And if we're honest, it can't be done without us. So we are really important to this entire process. And we don't often like to dwell on that. A lot of us have that servant leadership approach where it's, we're sacrificing, if you will. But the fact of the matter is that we need to take care of ourselves and make sure we're in a good place in order to be an effective leader, especially at a distance. The first thing that we need to kind of examine is, are we getting the feedback that we need? And that's in a couple of areas. The first is, we make decisions based on how we're received. Did people explain did they understand what we meant? Did we explain that clearly? Do they have any questions? And very often, if we're sending out an email, we have no idea of whether it was received properly. So we're not getting the feedback we need to respond appropriately. Also, we don't get feedback on ideas. I used to have a boss who, every time she got off a plane, would have great ideas about stuff she wanted to do because she had 3 hours with nobody checking her assumptions or telling her maybe that wasn't a good plan. So as long-distance leaders, we need to intentionally seek out the feedback we need so that we are being effective and making sense and communicating clearly. The second thing that we need to check in on is, what are our assumptions and our self-talk? You know, if I were a complete narcissist, everything I said would be absolutely brilliant, and who could possibly question this idea? But the fact is, most of us don't have that level of ego. And very often, our self-talk becomes extremely negative. One of the things that I like to encourage leaders to do is, don't talk to yourself in a way that you wouldn't talk to an employee. Would you cuss out an employee when they make a mistake? Would you tell somebody that was the stupidest idea they'd ever heard? Probably not. And yet we talk to ourselves like that. At least some of us talk to ourselves like that on a fairly regular basis. So we need to check our assumptions and how we talk to ourselves in order to keep our energy up and our attitude positive and creative and working in the right direction. Part of that is just, we're exhausted. We're physically exhausted. We're on conference calls first thing in the morning. We're answering emails late at night. We don't watch our time. 80% of us use our smartphones in the bathroom. We don't set boundaries around our time and our energy, mainly because we think it's our job. But our job is to be at the top of our game. So we need to set boundaries and be comfortable doing that within the realm of the work getting done. But if we don't do that, we aren't going to be at our best. And that leads to the final issue, which is, are we taking care of ourselves? Are we giving up that trip to the gym so that we can be on that 5 p.m. call? Are we getting enough sleep? Are we indulging in hobbies that make us happy, or have we kind of sacrificed that? And it's not that we're being selfish, but if we are not at the top of our game, if we haven't got our focus and our energy, and if we aren't positive about the work that we do, we cannot be effective long-distance leaders.